Hello everybody and welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. We're doing a quick all levels flow class today. Very short practice. I have to run to my son's baseball game in a second, so just 10 minutes for this practice, I promise. Let's get started. Grab your mat. See you there. Change into my yoga pants. So jeans, deal with it. We're coming on to find our way up right into downward facing dog today. So spread your fingers wide. Root through the index finger and thumb, and then lift your sitting bones up with a little bend in your knee. Find the length of your lower back and that hollow quality in the belly at the end of your exhale. And we're going to wave into a plank pose. Bring your knees down. Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. And then drop your chest, coming into a variation on puppy pose. Not one of my favorite poses, but it can open up your chest and shoulders if you've been sitting at the desk all day. So essentially, it's like a downward dog, but you bring your chest in between your elbows and you keep lifting the sitting bones. So trying to get almost into the center of the back as well. And then eventually over time, your chin might touch the ground, but don't overdo. And one more inhale there. And when you exhale, you're going to send the hips back with toes tucked. And then lift back up to downward dog. Stretch your right heel high for three-legged dog. Inhale. Exhale, tented fingers, slide your right foot through. Spin your left heel down and come on up to warrior two. Wrap that right knee open over the toes. Gaze over your right fingertips. And then just sink down. Sink the tailbone down. Interlace the hands back behind you. Drop your knuckles toward the floor and lift the chest up. And you can look forward toward the front of the mat. And then point your two first fingers straight down. And we're going to straighten that front leg all the way. Inhale. Exhale, bend your right knee. Cartwheel that left arm up and overhead. Release your hands to frame that front foot. Swing the left heel over the toes. And then slide that right heel straight up and back to three-legged dog. And then roll your way into plank. Elbows right over the wrists. Hug your elbows in, lower down through chaturanga. Come onto your belly. Take your feet flat. Drag your palms toward your hips for a cobra inhale. Shoulders down the back. And then exhale, belly in. Tuck the toes. Press back to downward dog. A moment of stillness there. Taking a peek at your knees. If your knees are knocking in, open your knees out over the second toe. Spiral your inner thighs up and back. And breathe there, drawing your ribs in toward the belly button. We'll stretch that left heel high into your three-legged dog for an inhale. Exhale, tented fingers, lightly step that left foot through. Spin your right heel down and come up to warrior two, gazing over the left fingertips. Shoulder blades gliding down the back. Arms are coming down back behind. Interlace the awkward non-habitual finger on top and track your knuckles down. Wrap your left knee open and just gently turn and look toward the front of your mat. You can point your first fingers straight down, Shiva Mudra. Lift up the base of the skull toward the sky. And inhale, straighten that front leg. Exhale, bend. Release your hands to frame that front foot. Swing the right heel over the toes. Lifting the belly, plant your palms. Slide that left heel straight up to three-legged dog. And we're going to roll into plank on the inhale. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, gliding through for your back bend. Exhale, tuck the toes. Back to downward dog. Inhale. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Shake your head out. No. And then stretch your right heel high for the inhale. Exhale, lift the belly, right knee wider than the right wrist. Flex your foot and scooch that left foot back. Keep the back toes tucked. Come on up onto your fingertips. Take that variation on pigeon with the back toes tucked and any amount of back bend where you can lift the gaze up. Inhale, exhale, look between your hands. Plant your palms into your downward dog palms. You can inch that left knee forward and then lift that left knee. Use your core to lift your right leg off the ground and start to slide that right heel straight up and back for three-legged dog. And we're going to roll into plank. Knees almost all the way down and then sweep the hips up to downward dog. Left heel lifts on the inhale. Exhale, knee slides wider than the left wrist. Left foot is flexed. You could scoot your right toes back a little bit. Tented fingers. The lower tips of the shoulder blades glide down toward your sacrum. The sternum, the center of the chest, lifts straight up and you can gaze up on your inhale, looking up. Exhale, look down, plant your palms, fingers fanned wide, inch your right knee forward. Pressing through the palms, lift your belly, hover your left foot off the ground, then slide that left heel straight up for three-legged dog. And then we're going to roll our way into plank. Bring your knees down, cross your ankles, and then slowly sit behind your heels. Uncross, extend your legs out straight. Reach for your toes. Look toward your toes. Spread your chest toward your feet. Take any amount of forward fold. Gazing down in between your shins. Moving the back of the skull away from the tail. The inner thighs are wrapping in and down toward your mat. One more inhale. Exhale, move into the fold a little more. And then dropping the tail, come on up. And we're going to take our arms forward, palms up, and slowly come down onto your back, making your way down. Find yourself on your back, unwinding your back body, letting your shoulder blades unwind, letting the entire body rest from the back of the head all the way down to the edges of the heels and the pinky toe sides of your feet. Take a body scan. Just take a quick check-in with how you feel and tune into your breath. Gently hug your knees in toward your body, rocking, massaging your back on the floor. Trace a circle on the back with your sacrum from the tail over to the right side of the sacrum, over to the left side, and then back to the tail. So you create that triangular shape with that circular press of the lower back down. And then extend both feet up, reach your arms overhead. And then with soft knees, start to slowly lower the feet back to the ground. Drape your arms alongside the body and find your Shavasana for today. Resting totally. A line flowing from crown of the head to the center of the throat, to the center of the chest, to the center of the ribs, right to the tip of the tail. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, just to rest for a few rounds of breath, letting the floor cradle and hold up the weight of your body in this process of surrender. Tune into the natural state of harmony in all the systems of the body and the natural harmony between mind, body, and spirit when you do nothing for a little while. Finding now a gratitude practice for whatever you have to be grateful for today, inviting that into your mind, your heart, your energy field as you start to wiggle your fingers and wake up sensation. Eventually, when you're ready, stretching the arms overhead and take that nice reset like you're hitting the restart button. Hug the knees in gently and roll onto either side before slowly, thoughtfully pressing up to sit. Arriving again in an upright seat, roll the shoulders down the back. Take your hands together at heart center, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat today. And I am thanking you for joining me. And I wish you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and trust on the journey. Namaste. Keep it up. I hope you'll practice a little bit every day. It really adds up for your overall well being. And of course, I appreciate if you could please share, subscribe, hit that super thanks button to support my channel, and that would bring me a lot of joy. And as always, I look forward to having you in class again. See you next time. Take care.